Let's start new chapter, which is chapter number 4, linear equation in two variables. This is very important chapter and it is related to previous chapter as well at some point. We are going to draw the graph as well, yes, in this chapter. But before we move on to graph, let's understand the basic idea behind this chapter. First of all, name itself, linear equation in two variables. Just forget two variables for a while. We studied linear equation in grade 8, right? We were solving the equations, simple equations, equations with fractions, with decimals. We were solving those equations, right? And we were getting the sum value of x. At some point, we learned how to represent on the number line as well. So first, we are going to recollect what we learned in grade 8. So we are going to start with the linear equation in one variable. Then we will move to the linear equation in two variable. Just a basic idea about the linear equation. Then we will start with the linear equation in two variable. Okay, so first of all, let's understand the meaning of the word equation. And if you see, there are two words that you may get confused: algebraic expression and equation. Now, what is the difference between expression and equation? Now see, word itself suggests equation, equate. So there will be equal to sign. But in case of expression, there will be no sign. So let me explain. Generally, expression can be written like this: equal to 4x plus 3. This is an expression. Now, if we want to write in the form of equation, how would it be look like? Something like this, that 4x plus 3 is equal to 0, right? This is an equation. Now see, in case of equation, you will be having two expression, right? This is also we can say as expression, and this as well. This is also expression, right? Expression equal to expression, right? So this is the basic idea behind the equation. You have two expression which are equated and we get the equation. So this is about the equation. Now let's talk about word linear. Linear means line. So we are going to talk about line. Now you must be thinking, I cannot see any line over here. But when we will draw the graph, you will be able to understand that we are able to get the line. Okay. So first of all, let's start with the linear equation in one variable. Let's solve one problem. So 2x plus 6 is equal to 0. I want to get the solution for this. I want to solve for the x. So what we were doing? We were shifting this 6. So that is 2x is equal to minus 6. And x is equal to minus 6 over 2. That is 2 1s are and 3s are. So x is equal to minus 3 is my solution for this equation. Now what does it mean as well? Right, x is equal to minus 3, I know. But what is the relation with this equation? It means that if I substitute value of x is equal to minus 3, I will be getting answer as 0. That is the meaning of this solution. Many people know that what is the solution, how to get the solution. But the meaning of the solution plays very important role. Let me show you as well that. Now let's talk about x is equal to minus 3. Here 2x plus 6 is there. I am only talking about the LHS part here. So LHS part is 2x plus 6. So 2 into what is the value of x I got as the solution? That is minus 3 plus 6 here. So here minus 6 plus 6 is equal to 0 is equal to RHS, right? Then see over here what we started with, this equation 2x plus 6 is equal to 0, and same we are getting here as well, 2x plus 6 is equal to 0. So this is the meaning of the solution, right? When you substitute this solution, you get LHS is equal to RHS, not always equal to 0, right? So this is the meaning. It is left hand side and right hand side will be equal, right? Because it is equation. Now let's present this solution on the number line. X is equal to minus 3, right? So this is the number line I have already prepared. So 0 it is, then 1, then 2, 3, and 4. Here minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, right? Okay, so these are the numbers. Now, what is my solution? My solution is x is equal to minus 3. So this is where the minus 3 is. So this is my solution of the equation. Remember, very simple it is, right? This is all about the one variable. Now, when we have two variables, we will be having in this kind of equation y as well, second variable, and here we have only one number line, but in case of two variables we are going to have x-axis and the y-axis. We already learned in the coordinate geometry, right? So we are going to take the help of the coordinate geometry to represent the solution of linear equation in two variables. So let's discuss linear equation in two variables now. Now let's discuss linear equation in two variables. Previously we discussed linear equation in one variables. We know there is only one variable is there. Here we have two variables. Let's say x and y. We are only going to deal with x and y. You can have other variables as well, a and b, u and v, then m and n, p and q, but we will only keep the standard form x and y only. So let's start. So linear equation in two variable can be written like this as well, that 2x plus 3y is equal to 1. Okay, first of all let's observe how many variables. X is a one variable, right, and y is another as well. So there are two variables and expression is equal to expression, so it is equation. So this is simple linear equation in two variables. Now there could be some variations as well, that if you don't have value of y, or let's say if you don't have coefficient of y, you have coefficient of y as 0, then this term will become completely 0. We will discuss those cases as well, that how to express into linear equation in two variables. Will do. So let's learn one more important thing over here, that is the standard form. Standard form. So standard form it is. Now how can we write linear equation in two variables in the standard form? That's very important. So it is written like this: ax plus by plus c is equal to 0, right? A, b, c are real numbers. That's it. So you have one variable, another variable, and a, b, c are the, remember, a and b are the const, a and b are the coefficients, and c is the constant. Remember, RHS should be 0. So suppose if we want to convert this into standard form, what shall we do? We shall shift this one over here and make RHS 0. So let's try it, that 2x plus 3y, this plus 1 is over here. If you shift, it will become minus 1 is equal to 0. 2x plus 3y minus 1 is equal to 0 is the standard form of this equation. Now let's discuss few questions related to how to convert into the standard form. Let's start the first question. So here 4x plus 3y is equal to 5. This is similar to the case that we discussed. You shift the 5, then it will be in the standard form. So 4x plus 3y, this plus 5 will become minus 5 is equal to 0. So this is the standard form. Let's move to the next question. Here 3x minus 5 and 2y is on this side. So you can do over here that 2y you can shift. So 0 is equal to 3x minus 5 and minus 2y. Let's rearrange it. So 3x we can write over this side, then minus 2y minus 5 is equal to 0. Now some of you must be confused that why have I written like this and did not even change the sign. Remember one thing, I've shifted the 0 over this side and all this number over that side, right? Not exactly shifted, or I have just written in the another way, right? If you shift everything, then sign is not going to change. Remember that very well. Okay, let's talk about this. This is very interesting because there is no constant over here. It's okay, so don't bother about that as well. So here, first of all, let's write 5x shift 3y. So minus 3y is equal to 0. We don't have constant, so we cannot write as well. We cannot even write 1 as well. If you want to write 0 over here plus 0, that will also work out. Let's write in that way. So that is 5x minus 3y plus 0 is equal to 0. That will also doesn't make sense much, right? But for the sake of standard form, we can write it, okay, that there is a one constant which is 0 in this case. Next, 4y is equal to 2. Okay, so far we were not having the constant. Now we don't have another variable as well. We have only in one variable. You must be thinking this is linear equation in one variable. Yes, it is, but we need to express in linear equation in two variable. So how can we do that? First of all, let's get the RHS is equal to 0. So that is 4y minus 2 is equal to 0. Now we don't have x over here, okay? So what we are understanding from this as well, that coefficient of x is 0 in this case. See how we are supposed to write. So here we can write 0 x plus 4y minus 2 is equal to 0. This is the standard format, right? In the two variable. See, one variable we have x whose coefficient is 0, and we know that anything multiplied with 0 is going to remain 0 only. So this part will not exist, right? If we simplify it, this is just for the sake of standard form. 4y as it is, minus 2 as it is, right? So when it is given only in the form of one variable, this is how we express in the form of two variable. Very common question, right? Now let's discuss about the next questions. Question number 5. So 7x is equal to minus 4. Previously we were not having x, now we don't have y. So let's approach the same manner. 7x, here minus 4 will become plus 4 is equal to 0. Now we don't have y, so what we will do? Same like this one, coefficient of y will be 0 in this case. So 7x plus 0y plus 4 is equal to 0. We have two variables, x and y, we have constant as well, right? And if you simplify, you will still get the 0 here, right? So that is 7x plus 4 only. So it's correct. Let's move to the last question, which is, let's say 5y plus 2 is equal to 0. Okay, this is similar to this one, right? More simplified manner. Here we don't have x, right? We have y, but we don't have x. Again, we'll follow the same manner. So 0 into x plus 5y plus 2 is equal to 0. See, we have two variables, right? And it is in the standard form. So this is the basic idea of the linear equation in two variables. You have two variables, x and y. Generally, we will deal with only x and y for better understanding. X and y, a and b are the coefficient, c is the constant, right? We discussed few questions how to convert into the standard form. 1 mark question is possible, or MCQ as well. So this is the standard form of the linear equation. Then we'll discuss the solution of a linear equation.